patient and kind, never jealous or brute.
Love is the only door that never closes on you.
Love is the inner sun that keeps you warm and alive.
Love your neighbor as yourself. Give love today.
It doesn't matter who you are. When your heart is full of love, no room for fear. No.
Don't hold on to your anger, hurt, or pain. It will steal your energy and keep you from love.
Give love to one another, my friend. It's the only force that connects us to God.
Give up a chance, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
God is love,
Love is what we need.
so you must love your neighbor.
Love is what we need.
It doesn't matter who you are.
Peace and love.
Anywhere, anytime, love is what we need.
Come on, give love a chance. You and me together. If we say that we love God and we hate to fail a man.
God is love and it's not a lie. You cannot give what you don't have.
He gave us Christ so we might have life. You see, love is like breathing. How can I
Woke up to an eerie morning, the children playing. No sounds of greetings, one neighbor to another. Oh, it's quiet and gloomy. Please don't live here no more. No more.
Can't believe how much we've hurt each other. Can't believe the damage we've done.
Brothers hurting brothers, neighbor harming neighbor.
Children grieving for their parents, hacked down before their time.
I can't go out. I don't know who to trust. Fear is just the other of the day.
Is this the way we want to live?
hurt. The blow you've been down, so yeah.
Cuts deep like a knife, but we mustn't pay back in kind.
Leave no room in your heart for vengeance and hatred, no, no. An eye for an eye, so leaves everyone blind.
Hey, we have our differences, we cannot change things, making war.
Without peace, all dreams are hard. Well, yeah.
Without peace, there's no room to build. So much work to be done
To make Nigeria the country of our dreams.
with peace, with peace. of mine, Nigeria on my mind, born in diversity, blessed beyond compare.
Through these 100 years, our struggles and through all our fears,
we're strong in our unity. Peace, our destiny. Here we are.
standing tall,
We're standing tall, standing tall.
we are
my love, my ability.
Ooh, and as we celebrate ourselves, we shall rededicate
The sun to a new Nigeria, for a better land for all. Here we are, standing tall through adversities. We are one. 100 years, unity, Nigeria. We will stand on the mountain, shout it in the valley. Nigeria has come a long, long way.
on a journey to our future.
Of brighter and better days. Together we will make it strong and invincible. We are on our way. Oh yeah.
One nation, indefeasible.
Nigeria
Oh,
is
yeah.
here to stay. We are standing tall as a nation. Standing tall through adversity. We are one. 100 years. Nigeria. We will stand. We will stand. Standing tall.
We're still together.
One nation, one country. Nigeria, we will stand. Of mine, Nigeria on my mind, born in diversity, blessed beyond compare.
Ooh, through these 100 years, our struggles and through all our fears,
We're strong in our unity, peace our destiny. Here we are.
standing tall.
We're
Yes, it's a good morning. It's the morning after Christmas, the Monday, the very Monday after Christmas, the 28th of December, 2020. And 2020 is quickly fast running to a close, just about 3 more full days, and about a half day to go in 2020. I could count the number of hours, but by the time I start counting, I think I'll spend the next number of minutes on the program talking about the number of hours left in 2020. But of course, some of us are already looking forward to the new year. My name is Tomisin, and I love gifts, and I've been calling for gifts. So the gifts that will come with the new year celebration are the ones I'm clamoring for today. But that's all a joke. Happy holidays. God bless all of the people who reached out to us on the bumper breakfast during the last 1 week, and of course the entire management as well. We must say thank you for all those great and wonderful gifts that we did get for this season. And somebody is back in the studio. I kind of have to do. I'm no longer alone on a Monday morning. So when she comes on set, I'm gonna ask her to do she has to wave the left hand, Harry, to the back. Go to the back, right? Definitely. Does she look different? I think I need to ask the people this today. Something, does she look different? No, really. I really do not get all the fanfare and all the me. I'm still me. But what's different? I mean, you jumped right back to the studio, and when you were reading news the day you resumed, I kept looking at you. I'm like, is there anything different? I'm still me. Really? What should be different, actually? Maybe your eyes are meant to be bigger now. I don't understand. I'm still me. But congratulations. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Good to have you back. Thank you so much. She still came your Moshebi on set. And you also came your Moshebi. Yeah, I'm saying very soon anyways. Really? Yeah, very soon. It will take time for me to change the name. No, but on set you're going to be Kemi Omoshebi, then every other place you're going to be. Oh, so you do the Jacob. I would then. Okay, so you're going to compoundize the name. So Kemi Omoshebi and Jacob. Apparently, that was how some of my uncles came together last week. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and they said, your surname is so short. Why did you remove Badiwole from me? You should have been Tomisin Badiwole Ojo. And I'm like, fantastic idea, but my passport is already complete. So I really wouldn't want to do that to myself right now. But good to have you back. Thank you so much, Tomisin. But what does it feel advise? What does it feel like? Different, normal, When I just leave my parents' house and I realize that I'm going to work and I'm not going back to my parents' house, I'm like, I'm going to my house. My house. I was even thinking I'm going to make the mistake of, when I resumed work, I'll just after work mistakenly go back to the house. But of course you didn't do that. I didn't do that. I was so conscious to know the fact have my own home. Oh, that sounds so sweet. Don't ask me that question you wanted to ask me. So I intentionally shut down. So I can preempt you. Don't ask me to advise you. That kind of advice is difficult to give. Ultimately, you have to be the one to take your decision yourself. Sure. Yeah. Right. Joker Jacobs, Joker Silva, on set, in public. 2 different names. True. But it works for you. It depends on what works. But ultimately, it depends on what you had discussed before the missus came on board. Anyway, it's not bothered. Really? But the funniest part. Give me 5. The funniest part on Saturday when I came to work and he was watching the news with some friends, and a little girl, according to him, now asked him that what was his surname, and he said his surname was Awudeyin. So not knowing that the little girl was waiting for me to finish the news and then say Awudeyin at the end of the name. I said, but you say your surname is Awudeyin. She's saying another name. Then when I came home that night, and then you guys had to discuss it. What else do you want me? I don't know. For now, that's why you're asking me to get. So you want to put me on. He is not bothered actually. So he would now tell you it is that your sister at work that did. No. I won't allow you to mention my name. But of course, typical day like this is Monday. We're not focusing so much on the news. That's why you had the top stories shared with you this morning, and we're talking straight about some of the issues that are, pertinent at a time like this, as the year gathers, all the momentum and wants to just go. We need to discuss certain things. But good to have a wonderful pastor. He's a pastor, he's a clergy, he's a strategist. And so last week, Monday, we had him on the program and we had to talk about quite a number of things. And this week, we're projected into 2021. And we definitely have this man, you know, he's a teacher, he's an orator. I've been under his teaching for quite a number of years, even before I had a personal relationship with him. And he's always someone that you want to listen to because he has a lot in store inside. And you know, whenever I send me, as a matter of fact, I recycle some of your messages. So let me just confess when I get them. I have with me this morning Rev Obinna Egbuonu, who is one of the lead pastors, as a matter of fact, the lead pastor of the Haven Church. This morning on the Bumper Breakfast. Good to have you again.
Good morning.
Good morning. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
You want to advise her on that thing we're talking about?
No, I just want to ask her.
Okay.
What does it feel to be married?
Okay. It feels great. It feels great. You know, you are with someone different backgrounds, and it feels great actually, especially for the fact that we are these two beings that really understand ourselves. So it really feels so awesome and wonderful. Yes.
And I don't know whether you've woken up one morning and just asked yourself, what am I doing here?
Yes, so many times it has happened. At least for like 2 weeks after the wedding, I keep on and I would just wake up. I would stay at him. And then I was like, why are you staying at me? But I have a lot of thought going on with me. Like, so I have everything is just I'm now with somebody different all of my life. So it's just a new thing, I think it's just a new face I just have to adapt.
Yeah. A new thing you have to adapt to, but Kemi.
Yes.
I hope one day you will not wake up in the morning and say, Daddy, Mommy. It's just 2 weeks. It's just 2 weeks. Have you encountered the food issues? Already?
No. The only thing was that, you know, during Christmas.
Because I know your husband has a little bit of a tummy, so he's likely to like it.
It's something so wonderful about it is the fact that he's not choosy. So whatever you give him, he eats.
Oh, he's not one of those ones.
He's not choosy. Whatever you give him is what he eats. It doesn't. He's not. No.
And I like your bubble going with time. He's been in this journey so long. I've been in this journey like maybe after the years he's been in it. It changes with time.
And let's see what happens.
It's going to change with time.
Let's see what happens. But for now,
the interesting part is
the only constant thing among humans is change. So we should always pray.
So just have an open mind.
It's just like that.
It's going to happen.
Anything can happen. He can like rice today and tomorrow he likes it, but so anything can happen.
No, really, it doesn't really happen like that. It's going to begin to care what he eats. You know, he doesn't care right now because
right now, a little bit he cares right now because I have to make dinner before 7 because he's watching his weight, so he has to eat before.
So this young woman, this young woman.
So we are in the routine together. So it's just I don't have option. Tomisin,
you are not eating before 7.
You will not be able after. Do you know before this? But we had dinner 5 yesterday.
Oh man.
And then we both woke up around 8 to drink curry and meat. Because you were hungry. I'm telling you, we woke up around 8 to drink. I actually woke up first and then I brought the curry. He followed me to the sitting room. I brought the curry. He said, Ken, I don't mind.
But you know, it's always fun. It's the learning process. It's the gelling process. It's the newness. Enjoy it. Open up your mind and just live with it. So let's just, if you have a pastor, I don't want him to start advising you. Just get into post-marriage counseling.
I won't advise her because marriage is idiosyncratic, in particular to people. There is no rule book for how marriage works. One of the things that help to frame and shape marriages is time. As it is now, herself and her husband are building a new set of culture.
Yes.
So let them build it. Make your mistakes, and then get it right by yourselves, basically.
Get it right by yourselves.
True.
All right, we're talking about planning for 2021, and for this morning, we're focusing first of all on individuals. A lot of people are looking forward to 2020. As a matter of fact, Mike Abdul said to me on Friday on this very table that let 2020 just go. As in, let it just go first. Let it go, And I had to say, please, while it's going, let it take its COVID with it. Because it brought COVID. Although 2019 dashed 2020. COVID, but 2020 solidified COVID and spread it. So while 2020 is going, let it go with COVID. For a lot of individuals, COVID, the issues that had come, especially in Nigeria, has stopped people from thinking really deeply about the new year. So we are focusing on individuals, first of all, on the bumper breakfast today, and trying as much as possible to carve out a new plan, a new strategy for the new year.
A new plan. What happened to the old plan?
It didn't work.
What were the things that made it not to work? We must understand that we had disruption. This is something that nobody planned for.
Yes.
Even the best and the greatest strategists along the line in this year, found things unpredictable. And then that's when we now start introducing the concept of scenario planning. And so if we're going to talk about planning for 2021, we must first of all do an appraisal of what we did in 2020. What did we project and what were the outcomes? Okay. In terms of the outcomes, how did you, what were the things that happened for you not to achieve the thing that you set out to achieve? And then how do we mitigate that in 2021? We don't just wake up and then hope or wish and then make new plans. And somebody say, okay, Nigeria, as part of our culture, is that we are a zero-based planners. We always start from the beginning. And the thing is that when you're always starting from the beginning, you have nothing to refer to. Okay, so if you're going to talk about incrementation, you must increase from something, not from nothing. So you cannot forge a future without thinking about the past and then the present.
Yes.
So we made a plan for 2020. Were we able to achieve them? How many did we achieve? Okay, and how effective were our plans, the plans that we put in place, how effective were they? So if we're not able to do a proper assessment of what has happened, then it's difficult, for people to begin to project into a year they haven't seen. Yeah, we don't know what will happen between now and March. So March 2021. So if you're talking about project, because when I heard somebody say Nigeria will come out of recession by end of March 2021, and then I now ask, how are you to know? I was talking somewhere yesterday. I said most of us in the clergy, we normally make pronouncements for each year. That crossover service will declare year of this, year of that.
Yes.
And then I now said, how many of us did God tell what will happen in 2021? We made projections, we made prophecies, and the rest of them. COVID came. So you said it's the year of double, people lost jobs.
But a lot of people got double anyway.
Yeah, there are some people that was a plus.
It's contextual. It's in context.
Very true.
Understand? The economy favored some, and then they didn't favor some.
Others.
So if you're going to take a holistic view of what has happened, for instance, if you say it's a year of double,
yes,
at least 70% of your people should experience
double.
So if it is less than that,
At least 50. Let's even be on the conservative side. Let's say at least 50.
I really, looking at what you said, I really do not want, you being a clergyman, I really would not want us to really delve so much in it, because if I should ask this question, I want to ask it will create a kind of argument, because, okay, for instance, my church, there was this, for this year 2020, it's fear not, for the Lord we do great things for us. Now, looking at that word and looking at what is in it.
You got married. Fear not, God did great things. No,
that wasn't even the case. That wasn't even the case. I just want to, because I feel that before a church or before a pastor will say, this is what we have for the year, he or she would have prayed. The pastor would have prayed. I don't know. And is it done out of, let me just do it? So if a pastor has prayed and a brother, that this year is a year of double, then it's not by mistake if it's from God, if it's from the Holy Spirit. I don't know. So I don't know. Yes, sir.
I belong to a school of thought, and that's in time past I have been part of those who gave them prophecies for the year.
Okay, sir.
But when I started delving into strategy, sometimes so much knowledge can obstruct and disrupt your thinking pattern.
Very true.
Yeah. I now started being realistic.
Okay.
Now, when I make this declaration, do I come back at the end of each year to review what I said? Yeah, because we must do a review.
Yes.
And then if you're making a declaration, we also must be intentional with the programs that we do per month, that will be addressing the central theme of what
the declaration.
Yes, for the year. So if you're talking about the year of double, that means from January, you should be able to tailor programs and teaching. Now, fasting is good, prayers are good, but skills, prayers and fasting without skills, will still reduce you to a wishful thinker.
True. Like faith without work.
Exactly. So if we're making the prophetic, then we also have to bring in the business or the work aspect, to what we're making. So I now said, instead of going on and on with and then you find out that different churches come up with different themes, and then the thing is, we are the body of Christ. All right.
Yes.
And then God has an intention for the body, not for a church family.
Yes.
But
So
for the
it
body
has
of
to be
Christ.
together.
Exactly.
If not even in the same word, the same
Yes.
word, at least there's a little bit of it looking same.
Yeah. So I now said, instead of coming up with some of these things, it's good for every church to have a theme for the year. Now, the theme is different from prophecy for the year.
Yeah.
True. You have a theme. Prayerfully go to God and ask Him, what do you want me to drive for this year? And then if you're going, if you get a theme that you're driving for, like for me, I'm driving advance next year.
Okay.
So I've already built programs for each month.
Okay.
What we're going to be talking about that will be addressing advance.
Okay.
It's not a prophecy. Understand? It's a theme for the year.
For the year.
Understand? So if we're driving a theme for the year, we have to be intentional. You invited me here to talk about planning.
Very true.
Yes.
So if I'm talking about planning, we have to talk about it both spiritually, empirically, and philosophically. All those things are, for me, very, very important.
You mentioned the fact that people need to review the past year before they begin to plan for the new year.
Yes.
Which means there is room for carryover of certain plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, when the spiritual comes into play, people begin to drop the place of planning and they practically turn it into wishful thinking. It comes to everything you need to do, you pray for it. Everything on that plan, it becomes a prayer point. Where do you actually draw the line? Because this applies to all our faith. Where do you draw the line? What is the place of praying for it and then planning for it?
Yeah. prayers actually bring us to the place of revelation. You understand? And then planning brings us into place of actualization.
Okay.
Yeah. When you pray, God gives you revelation. God does not give you money. Understand? He does not give you breakthrough. For instance, somebody is asking, there's a part in the Bible, Luke 6:38, say, give, it shall be given unto you. Good measure.
Press down, shaking together,
and running over shall
men.
Okay?
Which means not God.
So
Men
the instrument or the instrumentality that God uses in blessing you is people. So if you have prayed that God should connect you or God should help you to get married, God give you a husband, God is not going to bring a man to your house. Okay, you must build your own social culture.
Yes.
You must go for functions. That's where you meet men.
You make yourself available.
You
don't stay in your father's house. Like I have a young woman now that is staying in her father's house and helping people to watch their babies. That is how she's looking for a husband.
You don't get things that way because the principles have been set. Men shall give into your bosom, meaning it's your responsibility to find the men.
Wow.
Find the men.
Find
the men. Men are the instrument that God uses to answer prayers. So if you don't have social relationship with people, it will be difficult for prophecies to come to pass in your life.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So if you close yourself up, for example, some people are recluse. They just stay in their own comfort zone. They never reach out and all that.
It's just like when you say when God says you are going to have a car, you understand, and you just sit down. You just let me use a car can happen actually even without saying you're working hard or something. There's some things I feel like what I said earlier, faith without work. When you have faith that I'm going to get promoted, and then you are just complacent, you are just there, you're not doing what will even make you get to that hope. You are being you're expecting the promotion.
Wishful thinking.
So
okay, let's look at it this way. You work in an organization and you don't have a good relationship with your boss. Understand? You're always late to work, but you're a child of God, and then you confess favor. Right? And then at the end of the day, the person who is going to do your appraisal, you don't have good relationship
with the person.
So, how do you get referral?
Almost impossible.
That's what I'm saying. The thing is, when I see people, run from one church program to another church program, they're looking for this, they're looking for that.
They one professor and
then you find out that we have a repeated cycle, or we have a continuum of rush and then no action. The same people will move from this church, go to another church, and then the cases will still remain the same. Why? In this part of in our crime, we don't like to take responsibility. Every responsibility is in the hands of God. So we come up with the cliche, my life is in the hands of God. I agree. Your life is in the hands of God. That's what makes him almighty. But then you also have to take responsibility for what he has given to you. The life that God gave to you is a privilege. You understand? And then God is not going to walk the life. You have to do something. If you do nothing about the life, God will still love you. You understand? The love of God does not change. If things change like that, then everybody would have been a multi-millionaire. I prophesy in the name of Jesus, you're going to be a millionaire, and everybody shouts, yes.
Yeah.
And then one person takes that thing
action.
And then takes action.
Yes.
We must walk prophecies.
Wow. It doesn't just happen.
It doesn't just happen. We must walk prophecies.
So for all the prophecies, because a lot of people right now are already watching out for the media, they're watching social media for pastors' prophecies, for one declaration somewhere, just to be able to project for the new year. Are you saying that they should not even bother their hands?
See, somebody, for instance, prophecies are a wind. You understand? They're a wind. If you look at the life of grasshoppers, You know, a grasshopper does not fly. Okay? So a grasshopper waits for wind. When the wind is coming, it throws itself into the wind, and then the wind carries it. You understand? So now it's good for people to wait to hear the direction God is going. That's the wind. Okay?
Okay.
So if you hear that this is the direction the wind is going and you don't throw yourself into the wind, you will get nowhere. So let us wait for the direct. What is God saying concerning 2021? If he says this and this and this is what I'm going to do, then it's your job to align yourself, you know, to what he says he's going to do, and then you ask yourself, what part am I going to play in this move? People make moves happen.
Yes.
Moves don't just happen. People make moves happen. And then for the majority of the other folks, they make God a liar. Because the year comes to pass and they say, God, why am I not married? Father, you said I'm going to get married, but I didn't get married. Your qualities. We have qualities, we have attributes. Okay? Your qualities talks about your character. If you don't have a quality change, now you might have the best attribute. You see a couple of organizations now, they don't promote people or they don't employ people based on skill sets alone. You understand? Or your work skill set. They employ people based on social intelligence. How well you relate with people, your people's skill matter. So you can have a good work skill and a bad people skill.
Which means you're just going to bring down the business.
People's skill zeros your work skill. So why did you not get married when God said you're going to get married? You're still dirty. You're still unapproachable. You still have ego hanging on you. No, I cannot date this guy. I cannot do this one. I cannot. Me, I belong to this particular class. Sometimes God will wrap up opportunity in something that is not pleasant. And then sees how you are going to react to the opportunity that came. And somebody said, opportunity once that it comes cannot be taken. Let me tell you, every opportunity that came, the ones you didn't take, somebody else took.
Yes, true.
So no opportunity goes unattended to. So it's either you are attending to the opportunity or someone else is attending to it.
True.
So at the end of the day, what ought to have come to you is not because God didn't want it to come to you, but because you have not taken responsibility for what God has said concerning you, you make him a liar.
I mean, while it said properly that God does not lie, you know, a lot of people keep. I hear this prayer point a lot. The same kind of head that Dangote brought to the world and Otedola brought to the world is the same kind of head that I brought to the world. Then why am I not? The people attribute such failures that they encounter through life to their family background and to positioning for their parents, and then the biggest one, village people follow them to the city. In fact, village people follow them abroad and use rope, spiritual rope, and cobweb to bring them back to wherever it is that they imagine. What would you say is the difference, would make a difference between a successful man and an unsuccessful one in 2020?
What will make the difference is one major thing, simple: the caps. Taking off the cap. There are a lot of caps that a lot of people are born with. One family cap, you can't do anything about it. The family that you were born into,
Very true.
you can't do anything about it. You have religious caps, you know, where they will tell you that you know, your religion forbids you to do
certain things. You can do
and then
this,
there are
you can
people
do that.
succeeding
Doing those things.
Doing those things, but you cannot do that. So religion places that cap on you. There are caps that people also have placed on you, and there are what you call what they call it, superstitious cap. Dangote does not limit himself with a cap. So if you're going to succeed, you must first of all take responsibility. Don't blame anybody. Now you can blame people for how you got here. You understand? But if you're going to go there, blame yourself for how you get there. So if you stop blaming people, no, it's because this person didn't help me, it's because this person, no one is supposed to help you. You understand? Now, if people help you, they will still take glory for your life. Sure. Okay? But if you're able to do something, decide to pick yourself up. There's a book John Maxwell wrote, which I probably would suggest that recommend for people to go read, Failing Forward.
Failing Forward.
Failing Forward. John Maxwell. You see some of the caps there. Take responsibility. If I say, okay, I am like this because of either my action or inaction. Now, one of my mentors said something. He said, I have learned to forgive people. He said, because anything that happened to me, it's either I'm a perpetrator or I allowed it. You understand? Yes. So if people insult you, you either perpetrated the insult or you allowed it to happen. Yeah. So if you did not, what you didn't give consent to cannot happen. So if you're going to say, okay, I want to be like Dangote, first of all, deconstruct the life of Dangote, break it down into the simplest common denominator. How did Dangote arrive there? Now, what were the things that he did? There is something that is called a quote erat demonstradum, QED. I remember the days of mathematics, proving sign or whatever. And at the end of the day, when you're done, you always end with QED.